Hi, my name is Dylan. This is Oakley. Today we are at the Nordhouse Dunes Wilderness area. We're going to be doing a overnight backpacking trip. It should be about 15 miles. It might end up being more. And it's actually Oakley's first time going on a overnight backpacking trip. So if you want to follow along for that journey, come along. Give me a like and a follow. Hope you enjoy. Alright, today our first stop is going to be a half-mile up the Nipissing Trail. We are going to stop at the Nordhouse Lake, see if any fish are biting. Alright, so we made it to the lake. Oakley's down here. She's already down here. What's up, girl? You enjoying the water? Alright, so I've been out here for about 45 minutes now and I haven't had a single bite. So packing up, me and Oakley are going to start heading towards Lake Michigan, towards the shoreline. We're going to start walking that way. All right, we finally made it to the shoreline of Lake Michigan here on the trail. It took us about 3.3 miles to go through and hit the Nordhouse Lake and come through on the trails to Lake Michigan. And here's a little peek of how she's looking. Oakley, of course, is loving it. Isn't that right, girl? The breeze feels amazing. We are now going to probably walk along the shoreline for about 4 or 5 miles and try and find somewhere to base camp. Okay, we're coming up on just over 5.5 miles here. Stumbled upon something. It's pretty intriguing. We gotta find our campsite. So there's a nice little opening here. I'm gonna try and find some place where me and Oakley can set up camp, get something to eat. Both of us really haven't ate much today. So I'll see you when we're there. All right, we have made it to camp. Oakley, she is definitely a little tired, panting. Oakley. Hi, girl. This is what she looks like. Nice little flat area where my bag is over there. I'm gonna set the tent up. Gonna have a nice little fire going probably in this area right here. Gotta find some nice stumps that I can sit on. I will be back when I have my tent set up and stuff. Got the tent set up. Got my air mattress right here, Oakley's sleep pad, or she's gonna cuddle up next to me under that blanket, so we'll just share that. And before I do anything else, I'm gonna give her some food. Alright. So for dinner tonight, we're going to be having the Peak Refuel beef stroganoff, beef rotini noodles, mushroom with cream sauce. There's actually 41 grams of protein in each pouch. 46 grams of total fat, 50 grams of carbs. So basically, you just got to boil the water, put it in there, let it sit for 10 minutes, and that is what I'm going to do. As you can see, I have my stuff for my fire already. I'm just waiting because I'm going to go watch the sunset, and I don't want to start it before I leave. Alright, so there you go. She's going. Just let that do its thing. rip that open. You're gonna want to take that out for sure. This is what it looks like before. Watch out. Definitely need just a little bit more water. Top that off. About that. The rest can take. See ya. Yep. Mix this up real good. Seal it. And then let it sit for 10 minutes. Alright. It's been about 10 minutes here on this beef stroganoff. And honestly, ooh, smells really good. My mom makes a killer beef stroganoff that I love. So this is either going to be nostalgic or nasty. One of the two. Alright. This is what it ended up looking like. Oh. This is what it ended up looking like after it's fully cooked. And when I'm back home, I usually put some peas and corn in this. You know, really spice it up. Oh, yeah. It smells good. Okay. Yeah. So at first, I thought those thicker chunks were mushroom, but they're actually the beef. That's a mushroom right there. Yeah. Mushrooms don't stick out too much. They're pretty good. I mean, if you don't like mushrooms, you probably won't even notice them in here. Oh yeah. That is good right there. Now I'm gonna feed Oakley dinner and get ready to go watch the sunset. Cheers. and Oakley just got finished watching up the sunset here. It still looks pretty good out here. The colors are starting to go away a little bit, but I mean, it is just absolutely stunning still. I mean, I still don't even want to go back to the camp yet. I just want to stay here and watch until it gets completely pitch black out. But we are going to head back, start a fire, chill out for the rest of the night. Got a pretty big morning ahead of us tomorrow. So, catch ya. We are back at the camp. I'm getting ready to start a fire now. You can kind of still see a little bit of color out there. There you go. That's a pretty good fire going there. Oh yeah. Good morning. It is now about 6:30. Me and Oakley got our fair share of sleep. I only woke up about one time through the middle of the night. Not quite sure if she woke up more than that or not. She probably did, knowing her. We got her food bowl and water set up. She is a very picky girl, so she'll probably wait till I make my meal and give her a little bit to eat. But here we got the fire pit. Always make sure your fire's completely out before you leave it. You never want to start a forest fire. That would suck. But I'm gonna get ready to start making my breakfast. Alright. I'm actually starving, so it smells amazing. There's a bigger biscuit in here that didn't quite break up that well. I'm trying to break it up right now. There we go. Let's give that some good mix-ups. Alright, let's see. Get a little first bite action. Definitely not the best biscuits and gravy I've had, but when you're out here, anything will work. Food is food. On a scale of 1 to 10, maybe a 5 or a 6. Here comes Oakley. You want some? I can give you some in your bowl. Alright. Well, I'm going to finish this up, pack up camp. Me and Oakley are going to head on down to the lighthouse. Not quite sure exactly how far it's going to be from here, but that is definitely going to be our first stop. So, see you there. Oakley has just been loving the water today. She's been getting in and out of it like every 5 minutes. But here's the lighthouse. Took us about 2-3 miles from where we camped to get here. Actually, just ran into someone with the DNR. He said that in the Ludington State Park that you can't have dogs along the shoreline because of the pecking plovers. So it's a good thing we don't have to keep walking on the beach. There's a trail that I have to go onto after the lighthouse. So if I had to keep walking along the shoreline, that would have not been good. But we are in luck. So you can pause that if you want to read that, but here is Big Sable Point Lighthouse. We came from the other way, but it is very, very nice. I've never seen a lighthouse with like a literal house connected to it, I guess. That's pretty cool. Well, we just had to trek through these sand dunes. There's not even really a marked trail. You kind of have to follow all trails or whatever you use. And hopefully there's not much more sand dunes left. This is just going to be woods, but I don't know. I can kind of see back there. It looks like a big old sand hill, so we'll see. Alright, we just got here to Lost Lake. I believe now we are a little over halfway on our trip. We just got maybe about 10-11 more miles back. And then we will probably stop in Ludington to get some food if it feels nice enough out. Hopefully it doesn't rain. But it looks good out still, so I'm assuming that if it does, it's just going to be a light drizzle. Dang, okay. Currently, we are basically just fucking backtracking through these dunes. I was going on this, it was called the Ridge Trail. I was supposed to be on it for only a certain part, and I kept going. I probably went like a quarter to a half mile past where I was supposed to turn, but now I'm where I'm supposed to be walking. Not a single marked trail. Just literal dunes everywhere. I have to find my way through for about 3 miles. So we'll see how this goes. It's also gonna be very taxing with this like 30 to 40 pound pack on my back, but that's why we're here, right? I'll see you when we get to the Lake Michigan shoreline. Alright, we are finally back down here at the Lake Michigan lakeshore. I'm actually really happy because that that about 3 miles through the sand dunes does not play. A lot of up, a lot of down, all around. I mean, that was probably the hardest 3 miles I've ever had to do in my life, if anything. My feet are definitely hurting. We still have, I have to check all trails. See how much we have left here. At least 3 to 5 miles left. I'm gonna get some water, let Oakley play around in the water here, get a good snack, and head off. Go back to the car. We are at the part of the trail where the dune turns back into forest at the Nordhouse Dunes Trail. Only probably got about a mile back on the trail until we'll be to the car, so see you there. I had forgot to record an outro when I got back to the car, so here's a little rundown. Me and Oakley did 18 miles roughly. We started at the Nuremberg Trailhead and headed up to the Nordhouse Lake. After that, we went towards Lake Michigan. Once we got to Lake Michigan, we trekked down the shoreline. We found a spot to camp. In the morning, we took our camp down and then hiked towards the lighthouse at Ludington State Park. Around there is where we looped back up and came back towards the Nuremberg Trailhead. Overall, it was a great experience. It was actually for Oakley's first time doing a overnight backpacking trip. We both enjoyed it, and if you enjoyed this content, me and Oakley are going to be doing much more of this stuff. This is the first episode of a series where we're going to be backpacking in Michigan and the surrounding states. So, if you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and come along for the next trip. Thank you.